Hi all. Today I was asked to explain some Excel formulas. I would consider this to be perhaps the third part of an Excel tutorial. So because this was the first question asked, I will explain this one, and then I'll come back with two other short tutorials on more information about Excel formulas and a couple of important things in Excel in general. So let's go ahead and get started. What I have here on the left is a table of some data, and I have the formulas that I'm going to use over here on the right. I just wrote those out just now. And I will put both of these documents with this video so that you can go in and kind of play around with this. But let's just imagine for a minute that we have a diet program, and we have 5 participants labeled over here, participant 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we have 3 time periods, whatever they are. I just labeled them T1, T2, and T3. During which we're going to weigh them to see how many pounds they've lost. And I'm just throwing some numbers up here just at kind of at random to try to give us something to play around with. So you can see that in the first period, participant 1 lost 5 pounds and participant 5 only lost 1. And by the end of T2, participant 1 had lost 10, participant 5 had lost 2. And at the end of T3, participant 1 lost 15, and participant 5 had only lost 3 pounds, whatever those time periods are. And let's suppose we're asked to calculate the mean, median, mode, height through and range, even the standard deviation. And I just created another video on standard deviation. And so this will kind of dovetail on that. It'll be interesting to see this. Now I've gone ahead and calculated these out to make the video as short as possible. I'll try to go through this quickly. You can watch the video again if need be. And again, I'm going to make out some preliminary tutorials that might help you with writing formulas and working in Excel in general. But let's go ahead and do this. So Excel has something up here at the top called a function bar or a formula bar. And this is where we'll type in our formulas sometimes. But I like to type them right into the cell. And so there are different words that we use in Excel for formulas, and again I have the formulas over here on the right. So mean is actually, the way we write that is by typing in average. So if you notice up here, this is what I typed in this cell. I just went to the cell and I typed in equals average, open parentheses, B2 colon B6 close parentheses. Now by way of explanation, what this is telling Excel to do, it's telling Excel, we always start a formula with an equal sign, so that's saying, hey Excel, this is going to be a formula. Average in all caps is the function for determining the average. And then when I write this in Excel, you can see this on my formula bar, open parentheses B2 colon B6 close colon. That is telling Excel to take those numbers, everything from B2 to B6, and to calculate it there. So let me just redo that just to show you. So this is what I did. I put in equals average B2 colon B6 close colon, press the return button, and I get my average for that group of data. Now once I have that, what I did, let me go ahead and delete this, 6.4 and 8.4. So once I had that, all I do is I take my cursor and I get on the bottom right hand corner of this box to where you see the cross button. I hold down my mouse key and I just move this over. And what I'm basically doing is I'm telling Excel, hey, whatever the formula was in cell B8 right here, I want you to take it and put it in C8 and D8. And this is called a relative reference, because what I've done is I've told Excel, take this formula, move it over one space, but also move my grouping over. So let's see what this did. Notice how it says at the top, equals C2 to colon C6. And this will say equals D2 to D6. So that's how I've obtained my mean, my average. So let me go ahead and delete these real quick. Well, let's just go ahead and delete the whole thing. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to use the same set of rules. We're going to go through this really quickly, only we're going to change the function name. So for this, we're going to have equals median, open parentheses, B2 colon B6, close parentheses. That gives me my median. I take my cursor, put it on the bottom right hand corner, drag it over, and now I have my median for the others. Mode is actually mode equals mode, open parentheses, B2 colon B6, close parentheses, put the return button. That is my mode. Notice I put 2 repeating numbers in each just to make sure we'd have a mode. If you wind up with an NA, which is possible, well, watch this, I'll show you. If I change this 3 to a 2, I'm going to get an NA because there is no mode, right? There's no number that repeats itself, and when I put 3 back in, I get 3 as my mode. Range is interesting. I've not been able to find a function that says range, and I think I know why, and that would take a little while to explain, but really simply, for range, we're going to do max and min. Max is the highest number, so I type in max, open parentheses, B2 colon B6, close parentheses. My max is indeed 5, if you notice. With this, it would have been easy just to calculate it by looking at it. I copy my formula over, and now I show a max of 10 and 15 in the other two. To get the lower end of the range, we're going to use the function called min equals min, open parentheses, B2 colon B6, close parentheses, return button, and that is the minimum number in each. I put my cursor on the bottom right hand corner, get a black cross, copy that over, and now I have my my minimum number in each. So my range for the first set of numbers was 5 to 1. Standard deviation, there's several different functions you can use. I like stdiva. It's easier for me to remember that one than the others. B2 colon B6 close colon parentheses, I get my standard deviation, I copy that over. And there I have some basic descriptive statistics about this little study. So I hope that's been helpful. Again, I'm going to post 2 other short tutorials that would actually preface this a little bit more on other formulas you can write in Excel, and I will post both of these documents to the announcements page with this video so that you can look these over and take time to work with these. Go in and change the numbers around and see how these standard deviations go, because you'll notice, as we talked in the prior video, look at the this range. We only went from 1 to 5, and we have a low standard deviation. And when we went from higher to higher differences, variations, 3 to 15, look how it changed our standard deviation. So you can play around with that and put some numbers in, and just let me know if you have any questions about this. Thank you for your attention.